What is up, guys? It's the John Gaz. I'm coming at you today with another conspiracy theory. The cartoon we're going to be discussing today is Johnny Bravo. Fun fact about me is that Johnny Bravo was my nickname from kindergarten to second grade. I hated it, it was annoying, but here's something interesting. Johnny Bravo might be in second grade. You might be thinking, John, what are you talking about? He's clearly an adult, just look at him. He's got muscles galore, he clearly skips leg day, he's got enough gel in his hair where people would think that there was an oil spill if he went swimming. You know what? Let's start off by talking about his figure. Why does he look the way he does? If you think about it, and this definitely applied to me, his body kind of looks like what a child would imagine a muscular adult to look like. His arms, chest, his just entire upper half is huge. But let me tell you something, was that when I was a kid, never once did I imagine that a superhero should have jacked legs. It was always big muscular arms, huge torso, and that was basically it. And if you look at other adults in the show and even other muscular men in the show, none of them look like how he does. They're all pretty standard, or what you and I would imagine someone who was muscular or who was normal to look like. So in addition to an exaggerated figure, he also kind of has an exaggerated personality and behaviors just like a kid would. Everything he does is super energetic, super extreme, and is kind of what a kid would imagine a cool adult to act like. He's always hitting on girls, always, but he's always getting rejected. The reason for this is because women don't like 8-year-olds. If you notice, sometimes, although they beat the crap out of him, they normally think his advances are of a more cute or adorable way, like as if a little kid was hitting on them. And he also tends to call women mama, so that kind of speaks for itself. Now, as I said before, oftentimes women would just beat up Johnny Bravo for hitting on them. Now, most women wouldn't beat up an 8-year-old, and this kind of makes the theory a little bit iffy. But a couple of explanations for this were, one, maybe in his head he's not really annoying them, but to them, he's been pestering them a very long time, so they give him a little smack on the wrist or smack on the face, and then in his head, he exaggerates that, much like he does with his personality and his figure, to the extreme, and in his head, they're beating the crap out of him. Another theory is that they're actually beating up his dignity, and the physical way that the show portrays the women's reactions is actually how he feels emotionally inside. Both of those are a little bit iffy in my opinion, but I think they provide good explanations behind it. And also, if you look at the way that he acts towards women, he never wants to be in a relationship with them, and he's never like, oh my god, I am going to wine and dine this girl and take her out on dates and be the best guy ever to her. It's always just, let's go on a date, and that's it. There's never anything more to it. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, and I would say most kids didn't really have the concept of what fully goes into a relationship besides going on dates and then getting married. So maybe that's why he doesn't have a full concept in his head of what a relationship looks like. One more thing, he's best friends with the little girl next door. Why would a 24, 25-year-old guy have a best friend that's a little, like 6 or 7-year-old girl? It's actually because their ages really aren't that far apart. Someone actually tried to use this to debunk the theory by saying, yeah, but one time she took him for show and tell and all of the kids thought he was like a superhero or something. Again, I think when you're younger, when you look up at older kids, you think of them as some sort of really cool person. Like when I was in first grade, 8th graders were the most giant, terrifying people to me. And now, I really don't see an 8th grader I don't want to punch in the face. 8th graders suck. Isn't it possible that these kids who saw Johnny were like, oh my god, she brought a 2nd grader in here. That's so cool. Maybe I'm a loser, but I think I would have done that. And speaking of classes, Johnny Bravo also takes a karate class with a bunch of little kids. Maybe it was for comedic purposes, or maybe it's because he's 8 years old. Are you getting where I'm coming from? Do you smell what I'm cooking? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The last 2 bits of evidence I've got for this theory are that when he's going on dates with women, he's actually going on play dates with girls his age, or maybe the women that he thinks he's going to go see are the mothers of the girls that he's having these play dates with. And when he's driving to these play dates in his car, he's actually on a big wheel. So yes, this conspiracy theory does fall into the it's all in his head category, which is kind of, in my opinion, getting a little bit old. Nonetheless, whether it's true or not, no matter what you find to debunk it, I think it's cool to watch some of the episodes with this theory in mind. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you rate so I know what you thought of the video. Comment in the comment section down below with a theory you want me to do next. And subscribe if you want to be notified every time I make another cartoon conspiracy theory, a Secrets of Cinema episode, or another episode of What Happens Next. And when you're done with all that, feel free to follow me on Twitter where I tweet some tweets, follow me on Instagram where I post some pictures, or like my Facebook fan page because that's the place where I like to connect to you guys the most. That's the place for the true fans where you can write on my wall, you can send me messages just saying, hey, what's up, I'm lonely, please be my friend, send me a theory you find, or even better, a theory that you come up with. And it's also on that page where I post where I'm at in the video making process, what videos are going to be coming out this week, all kinds of crazy good stuff for you guys to enjoy. So if you consider yourself a true fan, no pressure, all of the links for that stuff is in the description below. And one more time, because I don't want you guys to think that I don't appreciate you, thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful, stay awesome, and stay fresh.